In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the transaction generator functionality found in the bookkeeping template. So the transaction generator functionality is designed to create hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of records in a couple of seconds for you to do accounting simulation, business simulation, life simulation, education, training, you name it. And the way it works is you have what we call master transactions. Well, first of all, to get these worksheets open, you can either go to the hamburger menu, and in this version, they're all in the yellow. You could also go to the DIY one, show tabs, and select transaction generator tabs. So it's made up of, right now, it's got 4 worksheets. So there's a master transactions, there's output, which is where we'll output the transactions we create using the master transactions as templates. And then there's 2 sample journals, checking journal and a credit card journal, to show you how the transactions can actually automatically be pushed to journals. There's actually a toggle which allows you to change from pushing them to the transaction generator journals to the live journals. So I could take a blank worksheet or empty out a copy of the Zap Accounting worksheet, come in here and create a list of 5, 10, 20, 100 master transactions, click the generate button, create hundreds or thousands of transactions, and have them populate this worksheet in less than 10 seconds. So let me give you an idea of how this works. You would come in here and you enter your master transactions. So in this case, we have gross receipts. The frequency is bi-monthly. The signed amount is $4,000. And you have to know which account, because we're using signed accounts, not debits and credits. You have to know which account you're going into to what sign to put on it. So we're going to, in our checking account, we're going to deposit gross receipts biweekly, $4,000.56, plus or minus $250.42. So we want some randomization. And we're going to categorize, we're going to put a payee on it of sales. And we're going to do that on the 3rd day of the month, plus or minus a day. So you get the gist of how this works. In the checking account, we're also going to take an owner draw one time a month, $2,500, the exact same amount on the 15th every month, no variation. The advertising, we're going to pay for it once a week. It's going to be $100. It's coming out of our checking account, so it's negative. It's an expense. We're going to call it AdWords. It's going to come out on the 5th. Car and truck expenses, $400 a month. Bank of Monterey comes out on the 5th, plus or minus a day. Car and truck expenses, gas station. This is going on a credit card, so it's positive because my credit card balance goes up when I actually charge it. It's going to be $50 plus or minus $6 on the 4th day of the month. You get the gist. So you program your transactions in here. You set a year for the transactions up here, and then come to the transaction generator output and put generate. And the script is running. And there's my transactions. So it goes through each transaction, loops through, looks at all the variables, and then creates a randomized version based on the data input and gives me all my transactions. So the next thing I need to do for simulation is I need to push them to the journals. Right now I have this set to push to the transaction gen journal. So there's the checking journal, it's empty. There's the credit card journal, it's empty. Come here, I click push to journals. And if in fact, it's just going to say, do you want to push? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to try to get the other journal so you can watch it pop in quick. I don't know if I get there fast. Oh, here we go. Yes. There it's blank. And we should see them populate here. There they are. So what I just did was I pushed it to the journals. So if on this page I were to change this from there to live journals and click the push to journals, I'm one click away from basically corrupting this worksheet, it would actually overwrite the data in here. I can't recall if it actually deletes all the data in here and then overwrites it. I think it does. That's the way it's supposed to work, but I'd need to check. So my point is, if you were overwriting 50 transactions, but you had 100 that existed here, that's 51, 52, and 53 should be gone, but I need to check and recall if that's the way the functionality actually works. It should be. So anyway, come back here. I can also come to these journals. I can clear the transactions out of this journal if I want to. I can clear the transactions out of this journal. That reminds me that most likely it does clear the transactions before it pastes new ones. Come over here, I can clear the transactions. I don't have to clear the transactions. I could just leave them there and then generate more and push more. So this is the transaction generator, extremely powerful technology. Go to the tools, script editor. This is the bound Google Script project. And the transaction generator scripts and files are found down here. And everything you need to know to use master transactions to create randomized data is all included right here. This then actually leads us into what I believe is going to be the next video, which is going to be about Bilbo's National Bank. So what can you do with generated data? Well, we could actually create bank statements and then create entire educational curriculum around an industry. If I wanted to teach acupuncturists how to run acupuncture clinics, we could introduce them to the concepts. They could design what they feel their finances would look like for their clinic. They can generate the data and they can play with it. But then more importantly, we can create bank statements, fake bank statements, and fake transaction lists. We can actually upload them to a website, and then we can actually simulate their monthly bookkeeping process of going to get the transactions, downloading them, putting them in, categorizing them, et cetera, et cetera. So this is just one step into a larger step of commercial simulation.